What's up, everybody? Giancarlo, Fancast Live Podcast. So last night, the New York Giants season came to a bitter end against the Philadelphia Eagles in the Divisional Round of the Playoffs. What can I say? Look, the Giants obviously played above expectations this year, due in part to great coaching, Daniel Jones' vast improvement in his game. Saquon Barkley had a big say in the Giants' success this season. But in the end, it was their lack of talent on both sides of the ball, both offense and defense, that allowed them to be outclassed by a far superior team like the Philadelphia Eagles, who have an assortment of star players, are deep on the depth chart, and have great coaching themselves. Last night's divisional round loss to the Eagles was a swift kick in the ass for Giants fans, for the Giants organization. I mean, it's a punch in the gut. Today, if you're a Giants fan, I'm sure you've come to the realization, and if you haven't, you will come to the realization that it doesn't matter how good coaching is. If you don't have the personnel with the skill set that's required to compete against the big boys like the Philadelphia Eagles and the San Francisco 49ers, you're going to be outclassed every time. Joe Schoen is going to have a lot of homework to do in the offseason. The Giants are going to have a tremendous amount of money in cap space to go out and spend to address the positions of need. And I'm sure, and I have faith that, Joe Schoen will address those issues. He will address those positions of need. But first and foremost, obviously, the Giants have to sign Daniel Jones and Saquon Barkley. I'm sure in the end, deals will get done. Hopefully, the Giants will avoid franchise tagging either one of these players, especially Daniel Jones, who probably would cost more on a franchise tag than Saquon Barkley would. But after that, I'm sure that it's going to take up a lot of the cap space that they would have had in the offseason. And whatever is left, they'll have to go and address the positions of need. So I trust that Joe Schoen will do whatever he needs to do to improve this roster for next year. Does that mean that the Giants will vastly improve and compete against the big boys like the Eagles and the 49ers? Possibly not. It's probably going to take a little more time. The Giants are definitely going to use the draft as an avenue to improve this team, because they've done that with the draft picks in the last few seasons, and we've seen that improvement in those players this season under Brian Dable, Mike Kafka, Wink Martindale. And hopefully we'll continue to see more improvement in the seasons to come. But a lot of homework to do, a lot of positions to address. So the Giants are probably going to be better next year. How much better, we won't know until the roster is finalized. But a swift kick in the ass in last night's loss. The Giants just did not compete. And it was quite evident that they lacked the personnel, the skill set to compete against a team, a superior team like the Philadelphia Eagles. But we'll see what happens in the offseason. Till next year, let's go Giants. Peace.